Okay. Okay, Kuf Samach Gimel Sif Hey, finishing up Hilchas Mila, and then we go on to Pidgin Aben. So, hey, Isha Shemesa Shnei Baneh Machmas Mila. Let's say a woman who both her kids die because of Mila. Shanira Ki Amila Yichishas Koichem. It seems like the Mila is what weakened their strength. Ein Malanas Shlishi. Then you can't mal the third kid until he grows up and he has strength to withstand whatever it is that caused the first two siblings to die. Let's say a woman has one child that died because of Mila, and it happened to her sister. So you see that we're talking about genetics over here. Then the other sisters should not mal their kids until they grow older and they gain their strength. Child born by Ben Hashmashas, or even a little before, Yasa Shelas Chacham Masa Yumal, you should make a Shelas Chacham when you should make the meal. Now, we've seen that according to, at least in Hilchos Nida, the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch calls Shkia Ben Hashmashas. So if that's the case, so then the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch is saying that even if a baby's born a little bit before Shkia, you push the bris till the next day. As far as I know, we don't really do this anymore. Although, if I remember correct, Rav David Feinstein, Zachron al was makbid that if the baby was born 5 minutes before Shkia, then he pushed it till the next day. Right, meaning like today is Tuesday, so the baby was born 5 minutes before Shkia, he would make the bris Thursday. I'm sorry, Wednesday. Right? Fine. Tinuk shemeis kodim shemichnibel. If you have a tinuk that died because of Mila, whether it's within 8 days or afterwards, meaning you have a child that never dies before it was able to have a bris. So we give him a Mila next to the grave to remove the embarrassment. That he shouldn't be buried with the Arla because it's a cherpetin. And we don't make a bracha on that Mila. Avakaran lo shame, the zecher shirachamu min hashamayim, that as a zecher that they should have rachmanas on him min hashamayim. Right? Betchias hameis v'yil by deya lahakar avavima, and that he should have deya to recognize his parents. Well, based on the name. I think nowadays the Chevra Kadisha just gives the name, and it could be once the baby's born, then the parents do. Certainly with a stillborn, they don't usually don't tell the parents where the baby is buried, and they're just the Chevra Kadisha gives it a name. They may be yomtiv. Okay, that's then like what do you do on yomtiv for the bris? Let's say they forgot to give him a bris and they buried him with his arla. If they realized it with enough time that the body didn't yet become disgusting, then they have to reopen the grave and they have to give a bris. But if they didn't remember till a few days after the bris, so that means the baby already decayed. We do not open the grave for that. The minig is to make a suuda in Yom HaMila. Shekol mitzvah shekibel yisrael b'simcha. When mitzvahs mila, any mitzvah that Klal Yisrael was mekabel b'simcha, adayin oisim b'simcha, you still do b'simcha. Ksiv sasanoichi elam nasecha. I was happy with the things that Hashem said. B'dashinan zu mila. And that we dashin that's referring to Mila. Somebody who is possible for him to make a suda, a proper suda, and meaning if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But if you can, and you cheapen out, and all you give out is coffee and some candy, that's not proper. Misha Mizamna Nois Lasudas Bris Mila, somebody who they invite him to a Sudas Bris Mila. And he knows that there are proper people there. He's mechuyev to go. Right? Meaning it's as opposed to a mixed seating or whatever. So that's the source that you're not supposed to invite to a bris. I know I can last a suda b'minei peiros and mashkin b'leila shabbos shekadam mila, and there's a minig to make a suda with fruits and drinks on Friday night before the mila. V'zeu gam zeu sudas mitzvah. That's also called the sudas mitzvah. So that's a shalom zachar. Right? I know again shebelayla shelfnei amila, that at night before the mila. Yeah, they gather in the Tinuk's house and the Isaac B'Torah, Isaac Suda, and they make a little Suda, Vizu, Ain't din Suda's mitzvah. That does not have a din of a Suda's mitzvah. She'ena el minig ba'alma, all it is a minig ba'alma. Okay, so that is Hilchas Bris Milah. Kuf Samach Dalet, Hilchas Pidyon Aben, Pidyon Bechor, Pidyon Bechor Ba Yutzif. Right, so mitzvahs to say Aleph, mitzvahs to say Al Kol Ishmi Yisrael. So mitzvahs to say on everybody in Klal Yisrael, meaning initially it's the father, but it's a minig for Klal Yisrael. A mitzvah, I'm sorry, for Klal Yisrael, not on the mother. It's not mechuyev. The mother's not mechuyev. Sheyifta mikayin es benoi shu bechor leimoy beheslaim, that they paid a kayin for his son. That it's a bechar to the mother. It doesn't. Bechar doesn't go with the father. It's called peter rechem. It goes with the womb of the mother. Beheslaim u'matveya shalano tzarach sheyil kol kach ad sheyeh bekulan chamisha loit u'shlish kesef tzaraf, whatever it is. V'yachalitin lakayin afilu shar chafetzim sheyushavim kach. You don't have to give dafka money. You can give him anything worth that. But you can't give karka or shtaris, because that karka, it's written in the Torah. There's the diak in the pasuk, and shtaris because it's nothing. There's nothing valuable to shtar. It's only what's written in it. Start again. When are you starting? 5 minutes. You're starting at 5 minutes? Yeah.
I want to make sure that they have enough guys.
Yeah, we're here.
But now you can last the suit of the mitzvah. I'm ready to go. Don't wait for me. I'm gonna be done in 2 minutes. 3 minutes.
Wait 2 minutes.
Okay, so but if it's a tircha, forget it. Okay. Sorry. If they said to one kohen, if a guy said to one kohen to be paid to his son, also lachzer boy, you're not allowed to go find a different kohen. And if you go paid him from a different kohen, a raise a paid, then he is considered redeemed. Gimel ain't paid as a bechor at sheyavro olav shloshim yom. You can't be paid the bechor until 30 days pass. It's very confusing for people when this is. V'yom shloshim ve'echad yiftu miyad. Not on the 30th day. You paid on the 31st because you need full 30 days to pass. Shalei lahashis is a mitzvah, and you want to do it immediately so that you don't push off doing the mitzvah. Ve'ain paid the b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov. You don't do a pidyon event on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Although there's a Rebbe Kiva Eger that says you could do the pidyon on Friday, that it should be chal on Shabbos. However, cholamayid paidin, when a cholamayid we are paidin. Now you can last this is a pidyon b'yom. The minigs do the pidyon during the day, because the reason for that is that if you do it at night, then sometimes it's not a full 30 days, and meaning it might be so that's why if during the day it's usually safer. If the 31st day passes and there was no pidyon, or if it falls out on Shabbos, Yom Tov, Takif B'Layla Shalacharav, you should be paid immediately the next night. Don't wait. Meaning, if the pidyon falls out on Shabbos, so you do that. In that case, even though the minig is to be paid during the day, you should be paid at night. Although there's many that disagree with that and say you should still do it during the day. This is the process. The father brings the bechor in front of the kohen, and he lets the kohen know that he's the bechor peter rechem. It's the firstborn from the mother, who's a Yisraelis as opposed to a kohen and a Levi. And you bring silver or the equivalent of Haslaim, and you put it in front of the kohen. This is my bechor. And then you put it in front of the kohen. I said, my boss today, what would you rather have? I'd rather have my son. I'd rather have my son than the money. When the father is holding the coins in his hand, before he gives it to the kohen, Then he immediately gives the coins to the kohen because you don't want to make a hefsek. Then the kohen takes the money and he puts it on the head of the son. We're swapping one out for the other. Then he puts his hand on the head of the son. Then they make a bracha. You can make it on any drink there. A pigeon if you're going to make it with, let's say, soda, well, soda probably doesn't work, but let's say coffee, then you have to make the pigeon before Natilas Yadayim the Suda. And during a Suda, you don't make a bracha on other liquids, only on wine. When there's wine, then you do pigeon, because then you do the pigeon after Maitzi. So basically, you're supposed to do the pigeon after Maitzi. You make the bracha on wine because you make a bracha on wine during a meal. But if you're going to make the bracha on something else, like Chamar Medina, then you have to make the pigeon before, because otherwise you can't make the special bracha. Okay, I'm sorry if I went a little quick, but they're waiting for me for Ma'ariv. Everybody should have a fine night. Sudas Tovos.
Sorry, not my fault.